With that, I will introduce Mike Priest, our team president, who has a few remarks he'd like to say.
Thanks, Todd. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. On behalf of myself, John McConnell, the entire ownership group, and our entire organization, it is my pleasure to confirm the two announcements made today regarding the future management of our hockey operations department of the Columbus Blue Jackets. In 2012-13 season, we established a management team led by John Davidson that going forward had the most success in our young franchise history. People and teams around the NHL took notice, and as a result, some opportunities were presented to some of our management talent, and they moved on to those unique opportunities. As recent events have unfolded, the opportunity to reunite the original two members of the management team from the 2012-13 presented itself, and we are very excited to take advantage of that opportunity. Jarmo has been steadfast in serving as our general manager since 2013. He's put every ounce of energy into Columbus, and we're very pleased that Jarmo will serve as our general manager and alternate governor through the 24-25 season. Also, we are very excited to welcome John Davidson back to Columbus. He and his wife, we look forward to their years of hockey leadership for our department and for our organization. JD returns at the position he held before as president of hockey operations and alternate governor through at least the 25-26 season. Gentlemen, we look forward to where you're going to take us as a team. I thank you, and welcome back, JD.
Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. This is something that came together rather quickly. Once things went in a different direction in New York, I talked to a lot of different people, and a lot of them said, take your time, go on a holiday, go to Europe, do this, do that. Don't rush into anything. And the phone started to ring, and a few days ago, Mike and I had a discussion. I talked it over with my wife, Diana. Also, our two daughters, one lives in Canton, Michigan, and one lives in St. Louis. And they both, there's 5 grandsons altogether between the two of them. So they're not far away from Columbus at all. We thought about the stable ownership here with Mr. McConnell and the gang. And when you start thinking about the city, the fifth line, the fans, it all comes together. This was the place where we should go. It's kind of like we didn't leave driving around today. So on behalf of myself and my family, we really welcome the opportunity to come back to Columbus, to work with Jarmo and his staff, and Basil McRae and Josh Flynn and Chris Clark and the whole gang. I am really excited to see the training staff. We're going to put together a coaching staff. We're going to have lots of energy. We're going to go forward with big smiles on our faces, and we're going to get back to doing some winning. That's what it's all about. So, again, on behalf of my family, thank you very much to the Blue Jackets, to Mr. McConnell, and we're just really, really, really happy to be back. I'd like to thank the Rangers. It was a very strange 2 years because of COVID, but a lot was learned, and I have a lot of friends back there. So we're extremely happy to be here in Columbus.
Yeah, I'm happy to have JD back, the original gang together again, the man who gave me my first opportunity to do my dream job. So I've said to him very many times before that I'm forever thankful for that, and appreciate his guidance and leadership over the years that we worked together, and we've stayed in touch all these years that he was in New York, and I consider him a very good friend. So very happy to have him back. Also, I'd like to say that I'm honored to have received the extension. It is great to see that there's a vote of confidence from the ownership that I've said many times too, that is one of the best, if not the best, ownership group in the league. Couldn't ask for any better place to work at because of the support you get from the ownership. All they want to do is win, and that's what we're here for too. So it all aligns.
Great. Now, if you have a question, we'll ask you to please raise your hand. First, we'll start with Clay Hall. Go ahead, Clay.
JD, welcome back to the Buckeye State. How would you compare the challenge you inherit now to the one that you took on several years ago?
Hi, Clay, and thank you. Several years ago, it was different. This is a much more established franchise than what it was then. I look at the number of core players that we have. I like them for sure. I see young players that are here that have great futures, and I know that the upcoming draft, when you have 3 first-rounders in the first round, that's a lot of good stuff to jump into and get it going. This was a very strange season for all of us. The whole thing was just crazy. There was curveballs every day with different things that had happened. We want to get back to normalcy and just go north from there.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Hey, JD, welcome back. Thank you. Good to see you back. Hey, when you first started, seriously considering coming back here and come back to Columbus.
Well, when I was in New York, I was into getting that business taken care of with the Rangers, and those things changed, and I understand that. That team's in good shape. I wish Chris Drury, the new general manager and president there, all the best. Regarding this club here, we've been gone 2 seasons, but they haven't felt like 2 seasons because both were interrupted. It's kind of like when we got back into Columbus today and we started driving down 315 and things. It's like we didn't leave. We haven't left. It was a very easy feeling to get back into the chair, working with Mike. Mike's been a great guy to work with. He's a person that cares about the team and the city and everybody associated with the team. Jarmo I've known forever, and I know that we're going to work in unison as we move forward here. So unfinished business, let's just put it this way, it's business that we want to get finished, and we're going to work hard to get there.
And to build off that, you kind of went right where I was going to go next, was that because of these last 2 weird seasons, and it was only 2 years, I know you're focused on the Rangers when you're in that job.
Oh, sure. When you run a hockey club, it's your job to know about every franchise in the league. And obviously, I'd watch Columbus a lot when I could. I watch hockey every night when I can, with all the teams playing, so you have a handle on what's going on around the league. But certainly, when I spent the years here with my family in Columbus, I've always said what a great city this is, and I mean it. I've always said that even when I was leaving to go to New York, what a great city this is, and how if you want to come to a city that's the quality of life is magnificent, the school systems, if you have children, are just awesome. It goes on and on and on. So, again, it was an easy decision once I was free to go places. I will say that the phone did ring, and it rang quite a bit, actually. And my choice and my wife and my family's choice is right here in Columbus.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Porty.
Thank you, Todd. Welcome back, JD.
Thank you, Porty.
Obviously, you.
I will say I looked at everything, Porty. I looked at where I wanted to live. I looked at what would be the best situation for our family. I looked at a lot of different things, and people were very good to me when they would call and we'd talk about various things. But again, when you analyze everything, and I'm a competitive guy, even though television certainly is competitive and it's a great job, as I did it for many, many years, I wanted to get back into the chair and be part of a club that's going to be competitive. Winning is special. Going through the battles as a group, there's lots of highs and there's lots of lows, and you have to battle your way through all those things. So, and again, knowing that Mike had made a call not too long ago that it was something that we talked about as a family, and I like to get out a legal pad and have the pluses and minuses. The pluses were quite long, and there wasn't any minuses. So here I am, and I'm happy to be here.
Follow up if I could. This is a daunting summer for this franchise. There's a lot to
I just got here, but I think when you look around, most teams have a lot of tough decisions. It doesn't matter where you are. We are obviously going to have tough decisions. I like the team concept here with Josh Flynn, Basil McRae, Rick Nash, the whole group, and Jarmo's going to lead them. So we'll all get together, whether it be by Zoom or get together in the office. We'll have to weed through these things one at a time and try to make the strongest and best decisions on behalf of the Blue Jackets that you can make. As part of this business is tough decisions. That's why you're in it. That's why you're a part of it. If you didn't want tough decisions, you're in the wrong business. So I actually look forward to that. It's better than closing up shop and having a boring do nothing for 4 or 5 months. I'd rather be in there and fight the battle with the gang.
Next, we'll go to Stephen Wino. Go ahead, Stephen.
Hey, guys, appreciate it.
It was disappointing, and I think I have every right to say that, along with Jeff Gorton, the general manager, who was let go with myself. But the key is, if you get knocked down a little, get back on your feet and don't feel sorry for yourself. And again, I certainly enjoyed my 2 years in New York with the Rangers. It's a first-class organization. So there's some great players there. There's a lot of good things happening. I had a talk with Mr. Dolan, who's the owner and the boss of Madison Square Garden. It was a very respectful conversation, and we decided to just part ways. And when that happens, it's a blow because nobody gets used to something like that. But once you gather and you sit in the backyard and you just talk your way through things, or you talk your way through these things with your best friends and things along those lines, some things start to point in a direction. I was in a position where I could just retire. I could do this or do that or do this or do that or go to a different team or another team. But this is the right fit for us. It's the right fit for me. It's the right fit for my family. We can't tell you how much we enjoyed Columbus when we were here. This is a fast-growing, expanding city that have really good people here. I think I saw a tweet, it might have been from Max Domi, saying that the people in Columbus are the nicest people I've ever met. I believe I read that on Twitter. It just tells you about the quality of life here. So I had 2 grandsons born at Riverside Hospital here. So we have a lot of connections. We have a lot of respect and love for the city.
Next, we'll go to Larry Brooks. Go ahead, Larry.
To the end of your tenure in New York? Did it come from nowhere? Were you shocked by it, or was this something that had played out behind closed doors? You were not all that shocked.
I think, Larry, when you go through something like that, you have a feeling something's going to happen. I will say that Mr. Dolan and I had some conversations. I want to be respectful as I can to the Rangers. I don't want to get into any of the private discussions we had, because it's really between Mr. Dolan and myself. All I can say is that the changes were made. I'm very, very happy to be here in Columbus, very fortunate to be here in Columbus. And I think that Jeff Gorton and myself, who are gone, when you look back at the work, that team's got a chance to sprint ahead pretty quickly. They're in good shape. So I'll just leave it at that.
Next, we'll go to Mark Scheig. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Obviously, you've talked about Columbus, everything that you just said. I just wonder, do you feel like that the city has made strides to be a desirable destination? And then what areas do you feel like you guys can even be better at to show the league that Columbus is a desired destination?
Well, there's a lot of people who have left here that left for various reasons. There's others who have stayed here, a lot of them who love it here. I'm talking about hockey in general. There's a lot of players that make their home here year-round. I've been around. I've been in the league 48 years now, since I started playing in '73. And when you see the quality of life that's here, it's real. It's just what it is. And this city is expanding and growing. Well, what I found interesting when we first came here a number of years ago was the amount of people I'd run into on airplanes and things saying that they left to go to San Francisco or they left to go to Chicago, but they were coming back. There's a lot of people that come back. It provides that quality of life that people look for, especially in this day and age now. So I think it's going to be my job to get the word out and continue to that this is a heck of a place to live. It's a heck of a place to play. This building that I'm sitting in right now, we filled this place when I was here, it was loud, it was fun, it was boisterous, it was outstanding. So I think that a lot of people understand that. We'll continue working and building on that and doing the best we can.
Next, we'll go to Jared Smalley. Go ahead, Jared.
Welcome back.
Thanks, Jared.
And this is a question both for you and Jarmo. Obviously, your mission at the moment is pretty clear. You got to find a head coach. And I'm wondering, obviously, because the process has been underway here for a little bit, Jarmo, how John into the mix here affects that decision-making process, and how you anticipate that will unfold here over the next few weeks.
When we worked together before, we always talk about every decision, whether it's player personnel, coach, trainer, you name it. We talk about it, and he has a ton of experience around hockey. Like he just said, he's been around this league for a long time and has a wealth of knowledge. So we're going to do this together too. We're gonna talk about it. We're going to interview candidates. We're going to find the best candidate, best coach for the Blue Jackets, not just for the near future, but hopefully a guy that can be in that position and we can build a longer relationship with and win together. I'm not a big believer in making knee-jerk reactions with the coaches if things are not going well. I look at the quality of work every day and the process that the coach takes the team through every single day to get better. And that's the main criteria for coaching decisions, whether it's changing a coach or choosing a coach. And I think that's going to be our compass, but we're going to talk about it and we're going to make the best decision.
Next, we'll go to Colin Stevenson. Go ahead, Colin.
For Jarmo as well. I was wondering, JD.
Hi, Colin. Thank you. We'd be negligent if we didn't have everybody out there that's a possible head coach for the Columbus Blue Jackets if we left them off the list. So everybody's on the list, and we're going to sit down and weed through that, and Jarmo will, with the staff and myself, will get through the interview process. That's just part of what you do. David Quinn is a good person. He did a nice job in New York, and certainly his name would be on a list with a lot of others.
Next, we'll go to Dave Metzold. Go ahead, Metzy.
And Jarmo, if you could address that as well, what works well with you guys together as partners?
I will say that Jarmo and I did have one battle, and it was about 25 years ago. He was scouting. I didn't know he was scouting for Ottawa, and I said something on television across Canada that was not accurate. Jarmo went at me about it. He was right. And we got to know each other in St. Louis when I was working with the Blues, and Jarmo had been working with the Blues also. That's when our friendship started. It's continued ever since. I know that when Jarmo was not chosen as general manager of the Blues many years ago, he packed up with his family, went back over to Helsinki, and ran the number one team in Helsinki, Jokerit, and did everything there. He was there was a hockey general manager. He did it all. And when I looked at a general manager job here, when we were thinking of a change, it kept coming up Jarmo because of knowledge of European players, European lifestyle systems, Over here, he had scouted for many years. Actually played some games with the Boston Bruins. Went to college over here. Was a head scout and is a really good evaluator of talent. It all made sense. So once we hooked up and got together in St. Louis, a friendship formed. I remember being over in Finland on a scouting trip and had dinner with just the two of us, and it was very impressive what Jarmo was talking about and telling me, and that's where the door opened a little bit. If I ever had a chance, this would be really interesting. The world grows. Jarmo came over as a European general manager with a whole lot of experience on the North American side. So the reservoir of hockey intelligence was sitting there, both sides of the pond, the whole thing, and we've gotten to know each other well, the wives, kids, everything. So it's been a great relationship.
One thing that we really share is the passion for hockey, and we watch hockey all day, every day, basically, and enjoy. This is, I've said it many times, my dream job. It doesn't even feel like a job. It's more of a lifestyle. We just live hockey, live and breathe hockey all the time, and the discussions that we have every day at the office, and excuse me for my cough. So we really enjoy those.
Next, we'll go to Bill Rabinowitz. Go ahead, Bill.
I think when Mike and I made the decision that I was going to return, Mike had a conversation with Jarmo, which is proper protocol. I had conversations with Jarmo, and it's like riding a bike. I mean, we got off the bike and we just got right back on the bike, and here we go. We've had the last day or so, we've had all kinds of discussions about various things, and it's exciting. It's good. I'm going back into the battle of trying to win hockey games for the Columbus Blue Jackets with people I know and respect. So I think it's I know it's just going to be like getting back on a bicycle again.
Next, we'll go back to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Well, as it so happened, Jarmo and I had a meeting the same day that this happened, or the day after it happened, just updating, talking about things, and we were commenting with each other, as most of the hockey world at that time was somewhat shocked by the news. And Jarmo and I just chatted about it and reminisced a little bit, and talked about how it worked and how well it worked, and the relationships, and how everybody stayed in touch with one another. So it was an immediate. I mean, the minute I heard it, it was something that I wondered if we could put something together. It obviously, recognizing, JD may need lots of time to absorb what happened. Maybe he doesn't, but it came to mind very quickly.
Okay, next we'll go to Jeff Reddick. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, my opinion is that both sides need to fit. The club where we are and who we are and what we're trying to become has to be able to work with someone that knows where we are and what we're trying to become as he and his staff come in. So we will find somebody, and it's got to be a two-sided fit, in my opinion, to make it work.
Yeah, and I think we've established a standard here, the way we go about our business, the way we work every day, and the process that I've been talking about, getting better every day. And I think that's probably the main criteria, and it's been strong, and we got away from it a little bit maybe this year with all the crazy things going on in the world and the changes that we had to adjust to, and it's not an excuse or anything. We got to get back on track, but that's what I feel a strong coach does. He has that standard. He has the requirement for work that we need every day, and that's how you get better. That's how you get better as individuals, and that's how you get better as a team. And you peak at the right time, you make the playoffs, and you have that opportunity to compete for the Stanley Cup. And we're going to find the right one. I'm convinced about that. And there are a lot of good candidates out there, and we're going to get through the process and choose the right one for the Blue Jackets.
Next, we'll go to Larry Brooks. Go ahead, Larry. Okay, we'll go back to Jared Smalley. Go ahead, Jared.
One other question, JD, just about.
It's multifaceted, for sure. I mean, there's everything from trades to the draft to development to developing young players to developing players that you've already drafted that are spread out all over the world. It's a big project, and you continue working at that or finding ways to improve how you're doing things and anything from nutrition all the way through to weightlifting to everything from A to Z. That's what you do. And I think when we were here before, we knew we had to do a lot of different things really well when you made moves, et cetera, make them work. And it's not much different now than it was then, other than, we have some established players here for sure. Some of the other guys have gotten older and have moved along with Wisniewski's and the Dubinskis, et cetera. But it's a battle that you just keep going and you keep going. So I feel pretty strong with the fact that I have even more experience now, and so does Jarmo, and so does our staff, as we jump back in again with this, and we're going to continue to do everything with a lot of energy, a lot of attitude. Blue Jackets hockey, we love this building when it's full, so it's something I can't tell you how excited I am to get back in and get into the room and try to make these decisions to go north.
Next, with Aaron Portsline. Go ahead, Porty.
Are you restarting those, or are you building off of where you were before the return of John Davidson?
I think we'll just continue. I mean, we've had several conversations already on each topic that we need to touch up upon. So he's well informed already. We're going to keep these conversations going every day. We're on the phone several times a day in the last 2-3 days, just getting through every decision that we have to make, where we're at, where we want to go, and that's just going to continue. And there's an experienced voice in that conversation now, so it's just an added bonus. We just got to get through this. And like he said, there's going to be some tough decisions to be made, but that's what we're here for.
Thanks. And John, if I may, for you, where this team is at.
I don't think it's a long process. Nothing's quick in this game, even with the teams that are at the top. It's nothing quick. It's hard work. It's strong decision making, and I think with our club here, I think reload is an apt term. We're going to work. That's all there is to it. We're going to work with energy. We're going to have fun doing it, and I think the fans will be able to, watch our moves and understand what we're doing and be transparent with everything, and we're going to get back to winning hockey games.
Time for a few more questions. We'll go to Mark Scheig. Go ahead, Mark.
I think you work for the respect around the league every day. I think we've built some good respect around the league in the past few years, and realized that you can lose a lot of it very quickly if you get away from the winning hockey. But we're going to keep working at it every day to earn any respect that we may have lost back. But I think we've also established a pretty strong base for it over the last few years. To made the playoffs 4 years in a row and did some good things here, did a lot of winning. And we're going to get back to that and, like I said, earn our respect every day.
I don't have a whole lot to add to that other than the fact that I've been in and around this team since its inception. I've seen what respect is and what respect isn't, and I get no sense that we've lost respect. Every team has ebbs and flows. This past season was a very unique season. There are circumstances that develop and you deal with them. But I personally, Jarmo's in the trenches with the other GMs and the like. I'm around the league and league personnel and executives and of other teams, and I've never felt any disrespect.
So we'll go to Dave Metzold. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh boy, this has happened so quickly. I haven't even had time to think about it. All I know is I want our club to do everything right, to field the best team and have the athletes ready, and get themselves ready during the off season to come back. And we're going to go to work, and we're going to go north. I just want to go north. And again, the strong message from myself would be to our players and our staff. It doesn't matter if it's a training staff or scouting staff or development staff, whatever it is. Put your work boots on, get your hard hat on, we're going to work. Be ready when you show up, when camp starts, we're going to work.
Last three, we'll go to Larry Brooks. Try it again. Go ahead, Brooksy. Can't hear you. All right, we'll go to Colin Stevenson. Go ahead, Colin.
I'm gonna pass, if that's all right. I'll give mine back to Larry, thanks.
Larry, you there? No. All right, then we'll wrap up with Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Porty.
Thanks, Todd. John, I'm wondering if you've addressed.
No, I have not spoken with Seth. I certainly plan to in the near future. I have received some messages from training staff, from some players, from former players of the Blue Jackets. Every one of them was very gratifying to read. So it puts a stamp on things that right now at this time of my life, my family's lives, this is the right place for me to be. And starting today, we're going to work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, one more. Sorry, I didn't see it. Alan Crater. Go ahead, Alan.
Thank you. Thanks, JD. I just wanted to come from New York. You know, when you came back 2 years ago, you talked about unfinished business here. Now going back to Columbus, do you have that same sense of unfinished business there?
I just want to win, Alan. That's it. Thanks for the question. It's just about, when you try to win, there's a lot of things involved. You're dealing with everything from players, you got the salary cap, you've got families, you've got lifestyle, you've got everything from A to Z. Our organization is going to work very hard at making everything very much first class here with the Columbus Blue Jackets, A to Z, all the way through. Any problems we have from within, we're going to take care of them. So I'm back with my family. We're very happy to be back. I've been a very lucky individual for 48 years in this league, with being able to play at 19 years of age to getting into television for a couple of decades, which was fantastic. To be part of management now for a number of years, I have zero regrets about anywhere I've been or decisions I've made. I can just tell you that I'm really happy to be back in Columbus. We're really looking forward to again going north with our club.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We apologize. We had some technical difficulties, some audio difficulties earlier, but we appreciate your patience and appreciate you joining us today. Everyone have a great day. Be safe.
Thank you.